Morning guys, you joined me on a very wet and miserable Saturday morning. However, I am extremely excited for two reasons. One, hopefully you saw the last video that I made about building my brand new hardtail, which I've been itching to ride ever since. So you can understand why I'm out in the pouring rain. Two, I'm actually filming with a new camera, a new GoPro, which I bought recently, and so hopefully I'm going to test out, obviously, well, the camera, but also my new bike as well. How good does that look? One thing for sure, I'm definitely not going to lose it. Far too bright and orange, but what I think I'll do is hit the trails and let's get that dialed in. I have a feeling this is going to be a very wet and muddy ride. I have no idea what the trails are going to be like, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, my nice new clean bike is not very clean anymore. Still, I don't know if it's the tubeless or if it's the frame being made of steel, but it's ironing out the very small bumps very nicely. It doesn't feel too harsh. I think on my other hardtail, I'd have been feeling all of these bumps by now. Either that or it's so muddy that there are no bumps. Ooh, this is hardtail weather. This is great. Right, well, I don't think I'm going to hang around in the rain, so let's hit the first trail and see what's what. I've set the suspension up for my weight, but I've not done any tweaking other than that, so let's just take this steady. I mean, it looks very muddy. Ooh. Almost carved out a new trail. Oh dear, this is very muddy. I'm not sure this is going to be enjoyable. In the mud on a new bike. Oh dear. No. Might be why it's quiet, because these are pretty much destroyed. Oh yeah, that's not fun. Like, really not fun. Morning guys. Well, that was fun. The trails are so wet and muddy, it's actually very difficult to work out what the bike feels like. I was more kind of clinging on for not dear life, but certainly not to fall off into the mud. Yeah, I mean, I like riding in the mud as much as the next rider, but that was just meh. So what I'll do is, there's a couple more natural trails which might be slightly better. They seem to have been destroyed quite a bit in the rain and the mud. So we'll do a couple more runs. The bike felt, I don't know, hard to tell really. Like I said, the mud doesn't make it easy. So it doesn't feel bad or anything, but just disappointed that the first ride is basically caked in mud. But hey, it's hardtail riding, hardtail weather, so let's get out and carry on. Right, well, this one, this trail's my favourite, I think. So let's see what chaos I just hit the pedal is involved on this one. Not too bad. We'll just take it steady. Oh yeah, that's muddy. Oh, that was better. Oh yeah, front wheel sliding now. That's, oh, nearly washed out. Tree. Oh. Problem is, I've got, well, at least they're new tyres, but whoa, that's muddy. I say, problem is, I've no idea how much grip there is with these tyres, even though they're new. The other thing is, I've no idea how the bike is going to handle it. Still, oh, this is boggy. You don't think I'll be trying to ride along the logs in this weather? Oh, this is just lovely. Oh, I know a route that I could do that might be alright. Maybe. I think I'll lose, I'll go straight into it. Maybe it's not alright. Oh. I tell you what, this bike's good at jumping. Oh, that's a lip. I'm not really sure if you can class this as fun, but I mean, that's just mud. There's a nice small double that hopefully you saw, that this just went straight over. There's no issues with that. I actually wanted to pump and straight off the jump, which was really nice. It felt a little bit like my Santa Cruz. Actually, that's a good point. So the head angle on this is the same as my Santa Cruz Bronson, and it definitely feels a lot more stable than my other hardtail, which is obviously quite a few years old now. But yeah, it's definitely too muddy for this. Oh well, onwards. Right, I think what I'm going to do is find one more trail. I've got one in mind that I can ride, and probably call it a day, because this is a bit muddy. Can't say I'm surprised that I'm walking now. Ooh, squeaky brakes. Oh, that's very muddy. Back sliding around nicely though. This is why you have a hardtail for this kind of weather. Oh, that berm's destroyed. Oh, making some funny noises here. That was probably the best of the lot. I can kind of tell now why it's a bit quiet, because these trails in the wet, and yeah, they're just a bit too muddy to ride really. On the plus side, the bike has handled them beautifully. Unfortunately, it's obviously now caked in mud, but that's the beauty of a hardtail. You can go home and rinse it off. You don't have to worry about any suspension linkages or bearings or anything like that. And yeah, so I think what I'll do now is head back, wash both myself and the bike, and yeah, stay inside. It's nice and warm. Hey ho. Anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.